So if you look at their 24-hour trading volume, $101 million in the last 24 hours in trading volume. Now, if the bees theoretically reach that same level with our bee honey token, what happens every time bee honey moves?
Some is burnt.
Well, there's a 10% tax, right?
Yeah.
So if you're to take 4% of that, which would go to the Dow Treasury, our community treasury, that'd be something like $4 million, right? $4 million. That means just in 24 hours, $4 million would have went into our Dow Treasury.
It's crazy.
Isn't that absolutely insane?
Yeah.
Let's get there.
Imagine what we'd be able to accomplish. Like, pull up the Social Bees website. You should have that bookmarked. What's going on over there, Ray?
Yeah.
This should be the home page. But you see the top left. We have the Dow Treasury up there. As a community, our goal is to continue growing that as much as possible and bringing value to what's in that treasury. And so, imagine if that grows to 10 million, 100 million, 40 million, whatever it may be. Do you know how many things we'd be able to go out and accomplish throughout the world and be able to, achieve, the passions and goals of everybody within this community? It's going to be like a blessing. I think I said this a few weeks ago. It's just going to be a blessing or a privilege to know a social bee, to know that somebody has a bee and they're able to put a proposal and have a vote on what happens with that. Absolutely insane.
Yep.
Absolutely insane. And so when you start looking at this, not in the standpoint of just days, and you start looking at it in years, maybe even decade, 5 years down the road from now, that treasury, and our goal is $1 billion fund. There's only 13,838 bees. Only 13,838. To know somebody that has one of those, that's a privilege.
Yep.
And so it's pretty crazy. And I put a tweet out today that, Web3 is as big of an event in human history as discovering the Americas. Because what happened when they discovered the Americas? They're able to go and create new countries, new laws, new governance. From the 1400s and on. There's a lot of history there, but this is a whole new opportunity because the internet brought a digital world, but the digital world was in absolute chaos, just like from the 1400s until 1776. It was an absolute chaos until they established government, and that was the United States Declaration of Independence. So what happened with Web3 is blockchain tech enables us to go and establish governance and rules and laws and reward mechanisms within this whole new digital world. So we're literally discovering a whole new world, and the opportunity is endless. So when we say like this is the wild, wild west, it's absolutely the wild, wild west. It's just like discovering the Americas, except for instead of a physical world, this is a digital world.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'll take that, half a step further. I like that analogy and everything. And what they really did with the new worlds was they sent, the pioneers, but they also sent all their criminals and rejects. That's what Australia was for Britain. They sent all their criminals down there, and they sent all the people that they didn't want over to the Americas and everything like this. And that's what they say about crypto. It's used by criminals and all this kind of stuff. Well, in a way, I mean, you have criminals like FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried doing what they do, and then other people using it for nefarious reasons. But what it's doing is cleaning out the system, finding out how it's really going to work, and then it can be embraced and enjoyed by everyone else as a new system, like you're saying. So it's the Wild West. It's a new era, a new time, and you let the criminals work it out first, and then you take it over as a proper system. I think that's a really cool analogy. I like that, and then. Once we straighten it out and everybody learns to trust it and knows that it's not, only used by criminals and everything like that, and it's a legit system, that's when it blows up and takes off and changes the world. And that's what we're right on the edge of, I believe. So that was a good one. I like that.
Yeah. Well, and to go back to what he was talking about with the Dow Treasury as well, I mean, of course, finance is super important. But like you said, it's a privilege just going to know somebody that can, make a proposal, do something, and be a part of that DAO. But it's also just the people, I guess, we've always talked about that are a part of this, right? That's the real value is, their time, the skills that they have, and their passion and energy, right? That are also, they know that this proposal went out to support this project. Well, all bees will be all about, trying to, lift that up, right? Do everything they can to make that successful. And that's another huge thing, not only with finance, is the energy and the time and the network that you're literally getting access to as well. Because everybody's going to want that to be successful. Because anything that goes through or is a part of our DAO, we all know gives back, and it goes back into the treasury. And this treasury is with every one of these bees, queens, and apexes, and it is incredible. Yeah.
Very cool. Good stuff. Well, I think that double XP is starting, so I don't want to hold you guys back.
Well, I can talk about it. I can talk about it for hours and hours and hours. I was having a debate with one of my uncles last night, how the digital world turned intangible things that used to be that were really of no value, that were hard to explain or how to talk or discuss what the value of it was. And the digital world turned intangible things tangible. And then what crypto did, NFTs, blockchain, is it gave it the ability for those to be monetized and given value. So, like, for example, you may have a favorite restaurant in your town. So there's a lot of people that have that same favorite restaurant. So that's a tangible item. It's a physical place in the physical world where they go and enjoy the same food, whether it's the best steak in town or whatever. So all these people have something in common. It's a tangible place. Well, if somebody loved, you know, strategies of chess. They love chess and they love to discuss strategies of it. Where would you go in town in the physical world to discuss things like that and find common people? It's probably really difficult, depending on where you're at. So the digital world, the internet, offered an ability for people that had intangible interests and find like-minded people in a tangible way. So able to go find Facebook groups or Reddit forums or whatever it may be, email lists of like-minded people. So an intangible thing such as the strategies of chess became tangible. And then what happened with NFTs is it monetized it. It gave it value that gave it to the community members. So, I mean, I don't know. My brain goes crazy at night thinking of all these things. I'm excited for the future of the world. There's so many things that are going to be changed over the next few decades for humanity.